right, this is a module plugin for the members module. It's called mFactor. It's a two-factor authentication using time, uh, one-time password based on time, TOPT. And if you're curious about what that is, you can look it up as OTP. And this comes up here, and this tells you all about one-time passwords. You might have played with one of these. A lot of crypto sites use it. It basically gives you a code on your phone that you plug into your web app. And there's a few steps, but I'll run you through what it looks like first, and then I'll show you how to implement it. So I have it set up. I just have a link here in the user account and to set up multi-factor authentication. That brings us to this screen, and it tells you what you're doing here. We're adding a second layer of security, and it looks like I got to fix that. We'll come back to that. You can cancel here if you want to learn more about authenticators. If you click on that, here's a bunch of authenticators that are on Google Play. This is a pretty good one that I've just started playing around with. And we'll go back here. We'll do get started. This produces a QR code there, and all you do is use your authentication app to scan it. So I'm going to open mine up. And I don't have a second phone to record what I'm doing here, but I'm just pulling up my app, and we're just going to scan that QR code with our phone. So I'll do that now. That's scanned and saved. You can print this out, keep it as a backup, and then put it in a safe place. You can always come back and scan it anytime, and you'll be up and running. You can cancel here. We're going to hit next, and then we're going to enter in our 6-digit code. So I'm looking at my phone now, and if I do 844857074, successfully set up authentication. So we're going to hit finish, and now you'll see the link turns disable. So if you want to disable this function, but we'll come back to that. We're going to go cancel. So if we sign out, what happens now is if I come in as ELF, and I log in, I put in the wrong, let's try that again. Oh, there we go. All right, I messed that up. Let's try that again. So if I come in as ELF and I put in my password, and now it's going to take me, it's going to make me go through this, put in my authentication app. This is the second, this is the what you have part of authentication. So we'll put in 4998218. Let's say I did the number wrong. It tells me, oops, try again, because I put in the wrong number. So we'll do the right number this time, and it takes us to our account screen. If we want to disable this function, we just go in here and it lets you know that you're disabling this, and we'll put in our code again. Oh, it changed on me. Changes every minute. So successfully disabled authentication. So we hit finish, and now you can see that's set to setup. If we go to sign out and we go to ELF, it takes us right there. There's no second step in there. So how to implement this? First thing to do, let me show you this. So we get a secret key when we generate the, oh, I disabled it. Let's try this again. Hold on. So when we when we create this key or create this QR code, we're actually creating a key that gets saved in the database. And that key is going to be encrypted when it gets into the database. Just like, well, not like you do your passwords, but so now if we go in here and check now you see we have this big long encrypted thing. It's not the key. The key is more like a 12 character alphanumeric thing. It's just an extra step that I did in case somebody breaks into your database. They won't be able to, unless they can break into your server as well as your database, then they can get the key to unlock this. So it's important that we change this encryption key. And it's a little bit annoying, but there's no way I can think of where you can do it automatically. So we come down here and let's go to so there's our mFactor. Let me get these out of here. Here's our mFactor controller. And I got it written right up here at the top. Don't forget to change the encryption key, super important. It's at the bottom. So if we go down here, and I've already changed this, but you're going to get one that comes with it. So everybody who downloads this module will have the same key, so it's really important that we change this. So we change this by running this make key here. So we just go up here. Let's open up a new tab, and we'll just do and you're just going to go mFactor make key. Nope. It's because I called my app mFactor too. So we're going to do mFactor make key. So you're going to run that make key, and this is your new key. So let's copy that. Control C, and let's get it out of there. And you go back here and you just plug in your new key. And you're all set there. Now make sure you do this before, like I showed you, I already created let me go one more step here. So once you do this, you might want to just comment that out, just so nobody else can run that function. And I'm going to undo that because this is going to get zipped up in a minute. So what happens here, I just changed this key. So now if I go back here to my app, sign out, sign out. Now you're going to see, since I already created this app with that other key, this isn't going to work, even if I put in the right number. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to delete this record in mFactor. I'm just going to delete it. Now if we go back to now let's just go back to members, your account. Now we can try it again. We can set it up. So I'm going to pull up my phone, scan the QR code, save it, hit next, and then 982793 successfully, and there we go. Now to implement this, we're going to go to, you have to change two things. So if we go to, well, let me show you this. Here's a function called links. Links just creates an anchor tag, and if multi-factor is already activated, then it's going to give you the disabled multi-factor authentication button. If it's not enabled, that's where we set up our multi-factor authentication. And you can play around with these and give them different CSS styles. Or you can completely change this too. So if we go into members, Let's go up here to members, and we're going to go to the controllers. Oh no, we are going to go to your account. And what you want to do to create these buttons is just run modules run mFactor links, and that'll create those links. And then we have to interrupt the login process. So let's go back to the members controller, and we'll do a Control F and type in you go. And we could actually type in function. No, doesn't like that. All right, let's just do in you go. In you go. And we're just going to keep hitting the down arrow till we get to the, oh, there it was. Function in you go. Oh, it's underscore in you go. And what we want to do is interrupt. So when it gets through all this and your username and password are correct and it allows you to log in, this is where we're going to interrupt that. So we need to call our mFactor module with this module mFactor, and we're just going to run an if statement on this function. If this is true, this mFactor is mFactor active, and you got to put in the member ID, and we get that right up here. So if this is true, that means that authentication is turned on, and we're going to go to the confirm login, and that's just going to keep us from here as long as we don't, as long as it's active. And when you disable that, when you disable two-factor authentication, it comes down here and it sees this as false, and then it goes straight to this. So that's how that works. So I think that is it. So go ahead and play around with it. You can, by the way, you can change this branding and stuff. If we go into, there's the images. If we go into, all these have, so I just have a, see if I can pull it up. It's not going to show it, but this right here is just an image, and you could just change that into a H2 or anything you want, and that's, where are you? Oh, that's just in all these pages. It's up here, and it's just an image, just pointing to an image in that file, and you could change this to an H2, or you could throw another image into the image folder here, and that's on all these. I put it there too, and it's there. And also you can change the color, so I tried to make it least amount of colors as possible. So right here, that's the main color, and here's the highlight color, and there's just a few more. There's a white and a, but most of them have the variable that you can just change those two variables, and that'll change most of your colors. So I hope you enjoy this, play around with it, and see how it works for you. Oh, it does, it is responsive, but I don't know why it wouldn't work very well as responsive, because when you have to scan the QR code, you basically have to do a screen capture on your phone and try to point your camera. It seems like a headache, but all right, well, I will leave it there.